Welcome to a new fragrance review, and we're gonna try Song Homme by Alfred Song. So let's start with the bottle. I saw another bottle similar like this that had a spray that was inside of the bottle, inside of the cap. Now it's just a cap that you can remove. I don't know if it's a newer version, an older version, but that version does exist as I've seen. Or maybe it's just that it looks like it, just a picture on the internet. So here is what it looks like. The color is really nice. I think it won't be nice on white clothes though, but it's nice. And for the box, it's a black box. There's the same fragrance that exists for women. I don't know what the bottle looks like because I never bought or looked for it, but I saw the box. It's pretty much identical, but it's white instead of black. Here is the rest of the box. So now let's try the smell. So I rarely talk about atomizer on my channel, but this atomizer is just crazy. It's like, you know, those fire hose that the firemen use, but it's that crazy. Of course, an exaggeration, but it's really crazy. It blow a lot of fragrance, I would say. The only brand that I ever saw with something bigger than this is Jacques Bogart on things like Furio or One Man Show, but it will compare to. For what I'm picking up on paper, something I need to tell you, it's been about a year, maybe a bit more than a year that I'm having this fragrance, and I was not gonna give a review before I was ready. And this fragrance is extremely complex. There's a lot of notes, and versus other fragrances that have a lot of notes disclosed, but that you smell just half of them, this one you pretty much smell all of them, and it's changed a lot. And it's really a complex fragrance. It's literally the most complex fragrance I've ever smelled. And for something that's super cheap like that, I got this bottle for like $20, and I think you can have it for cheaper. It's good. So I'm picking up bergamot and lemon, picking up a lot of green notes, and not as one green note, but it has all distinctive green notes. Picking up some juniper berry, picking up some basil, picking up some bay leaf. All those green notes are really soft, but it's all something that I concentrate on them. I can really pick them up. Picking up some pepper, picking up some aldehyde. Pretty much all I can pick up, and at this point, trying to pick up all those smell. I would imagine that maybe I could pick more stuff, but my nose is pretty much saturated from the smell. So that's pretty much all I'm picking up. Now, as I said, it was a really complex fragrance. I have a whole page of notes on what I was picking up, and usually I go with top, heart, and base, what I'm picking up, and sometimes like in the far dry down. Now it's going to be a bit more complex. So in the early opening of the fragrance, I would say the first 5 minutes that I put the fragrance, it's really more of a citrus fragrance. I'm picking up some bergamot, some sage, some bay leaves, some juniper berry, lemon, and some artemisia. And what I'm telling you is pretty much in order of how important they are. Then after that 5 minutes, it turns into some herbal, spicy fragrance. And at that point, I'm picking up some aldehyde, oak moss, some sage, some basil, some bay leaves, some caraway, some galbanum, and some leather. And I wouldn't call like leather being a spicy note, but in spicy fragrance, you sometimes get leather. So I would say it's that kind of leather in spicy fragrance. So contribute to the spiciness of the fragrance, if it makes sense. In the heart notes, I'm picking up a lot of aldehyde, some pine trees, fir, and a little bit less oak moss than what I was picking in the top. I'm picking up also some caraway and some cedar. In the base, I'm starting to pick up again some leather, some aldehyde, some sandalwood, and some patchouli. And for me, the fragrance, it really have that old school sandalwood type, and in the dry down is just more with stuff, and the patchouli is more like I see an influence of patchouli than really pick me up. But it seems like natural patchouli for me, and natural patchouli is not expensive, especially in small quantity, so it would make sense that it's inside of the fragrance. Then in the far dry down, I'm picking up some musk, oak musk, sandalwood, and a little bit of vetiver. And as it dry down, I would say I'm picking up more sandalwood toward the dry down and the end of the fragrance maybe with just a tiny bit of vetiver, but it's mostly sandalwood. Projection was really good, a good 6 feet. People were able to smell me. Longevity was pretty good. It was 7 to 12 hours. I would say when I was wearing it, never it went over 12 hours, but it was easily getting like dangerously close to the 12 hours. If I would say how much an average, I would say 11 and a half hours that it lasted on my skin. Projection also lasts for a really long time. Usually it projects a lot and it just go really fast that it doesn't project anymore. But this one it projected for a long time. I would say easily 5-6 hours, maybe even 8-9 hours of projection with this fragrance. It's absolutely crazy. Especially for that cheap of a fragrance, this is stuff I would imagine like 10 times the price of the fragrance. If you like Beastmode fragrance, look for it. Look for this one. For the complete little breakdown, again, it's a super complex fragrance, so it's a long breakdown. So the top notes are Juniper Berry, Bergamot, Sage, Pepper, Artemisia, Caraway, Lemon, Basil, Galbanum, Petit Grain, and Bay Leaf. For the hard notes are Pine Tree Needles, Aldehyde, Carnation, Geranium, Caraway, Spicy Notes, Rose, and Jasmine. And in the base notes, Fir, Oak Moss, Leather, Musk, Cedar, Vetiver, Sandalwood, and Patchouli. Now, where would see this fragrance as an old school fragrance? It's pretty obvious that it's going to be a business fragrance. It's really where it fits. It will be a great business fragrance. It's really masculine, really powerful in every sense of it, and longevity, projection, and also it feels like a power when you're wearing this fragrance. Would be horrible as a dating perfume, maybe if you're a bit older, but I would say it's not that style anymore. This is not a dating perfume. Maybe if that, that fragrance was made in 89, so if you were a teen in 89, maybe you could pull it off. If you were adult in 89, we could put it off, but it's not that type of fragrance anymore. In the winter summer spectrum, again, some Beastmode fragrance like that will by default fit in winter fragrance. It will easily cut through the cold. I would say the projection lasts for a long time, which is good, but its full projection is not in the craziest I've ever seen, though it's really powerful. So it should be good in winter, should cut through the cold. Of course, there would be better than this one for winter, but it would be a solid one. Summer it might be a bit too much. Probably one spray would work. You can make it work, but it really is powerful. Even in winter, even in the cold, it project like crazy. So in the heat, will be maybe too much. And as an everyday scent, it's not that type of scent, but it's cheap. It lasts the whole day, still smell good. So you could pull it off. It's just not that category of fragrance, but it have all the specs you need for an everyday scent. And other little comments, this fragrance at first I didn't really enjoy it much, but the more I wear it, the more I enjoy it. Now I really love it. It's great, it's nice, and I enjoy to wear it. Also, since it was really complex, there's a lot of steps how the fragrance developed. It was really nice, really interesting to analyze. And if you're someone that enjoy to analyze the fragrance, pick up different notes, this is absolutely something you need. It's cheap and there's a big development in the fragrance, a lot of note to analyze. If it's something you enjoy, this fragrance is really bargain for this. Also, if you like beast mode fragrance and you like old school, pick this one up. It's really great. The first time you wear it might be weird, but the more I wear it, at least for me, the more I love it. So hope you enjoyed the video. If it's the case, well, like and share. And talking of beast mode fragrance, tell me in the comment which fragrance is a really cheap beast mode fragrance that I believe everyone should know, or at least give it a try. So thanks for watching and see you soon.